I'm bigcal, and welcome to my world. Today is the second part of my Dragon Ball Sagas tier list. In today's video, I'll be ranking the Dragon Ball Z sagas. So like I said, some of the sagas might be a bit different, but we start off here with the Saiyan saga, which includes Raditz showing up on Earth, revealing that Goku is in fact an alien known as a Saiyan, and his real name is Kakarot. So we get Goku and Piccolo teaming up for the first time in the show. They manage to defeat Raditz. Goku, of all people, dies, and then he gets training with King Kai, so we learn about the Kais and the afterworld and things like that. That's really cool. You know, Gohan gets trained by Piccolo. The rest of the gang get trained by Mr. Popo and Kami. And then, of course, Vegeta and Nappa show up, and we just get Nappa destroying everybody, except for Yamcha, who gets blown up by a Saberman, because, so that's really cool. Almost everybody dies. Goku finally shows up at the end, uses the Kaioken to beat Nappa, which is just an awesome moment. And then we have the epic battle with Vegeta that every time I rewatch this, I'm always surprised at how long it goes on for, because I always think it ends at a certain point, and then I realise, oh no, wait, there's still this bit to come, and it goes on longer. It's like, yes, I really enjoy that. This is also fantastic. S ranking, absolutely. It opens up the whole Dragon Ball world, obviously now Dragon Ball Z, to space and aliens, which, you know, technically it did with Piccolo, but we didn't know at the time he was an alien. That's also revealed in this. So that opens up a whole new world for Dragon Ball, and of course, with Piccolo dying in this, they have to travel then to Namek to get Dragon Balls to bring everyone back. Which brings us to the next saga, the Namek saga, which immediately A ranking. So it starts off a bit poor because we have the whole fake Namek shite that shows up, and that weird spaceship that they think that Krillin and Gohan are part of the Frieza Force, and it's just not good. But once they finally arrive on Namek and they first, you know, see Frieza and they feel his power level, and it's just like, wow, this is just incredible. And then I love Vegeta arriving and just wiping everybody out. Dodoria, who's the other guy? Pui? Or is that from somewhere else? Yeah, nobody cares about him, you know, the other guy that he kills. And then, of course, Zarbon, he gets Zarbon transformed, Vegeta gets beat, recovers because of the whole Saiyans get stronger after every battle thing, comes back, obviously beats him. And then Frieza gets desperate and brings in the Ginyu Force. And we have, what's his name? Oh boy, I can't remember his name now. The big guy. Oh, it's gonna bug me, but I can't remember his name. But he basically annihilates everybody until Goku shows up, and yeah. And that leads us into the Captain Ginyu saga, which is separate, which is mainly, you know, Captain Ginyu versus Goku. Yeah, I don't really care for this too much. It's very short, and it gets kind of boring, really. Goku's much more powerful. Captain Ginyu switches bodies with him. Can't control the power at first, and then he does, and then he switches bodies. He tries to switch bodies with Vegeta. Goku gets back in his body. Ginyu gets turned into a frog. He's kind of stupid and silly, and but then we move into the Frieza saga, the big main event on Namek. Clearly, this is S ranking. And, you know, you could probably go even further, you know, S-star or something. It's Frieza, the quintessential villain of the entire Dragon Ball series. You got his transformations, which are all awesome, all the different levels. You know, you've got Vegeta being able to stand toe-to-toe with him in his first form, then he transforms, and it's just like Frieza's on a whole other level. His power level is over 1 million, you know, which we don't really get a sense for, you know, how these power levels work, but 1 million is a huge fucking number, and he's just better than everyone. Piccolo returns, he fuses with Nail, And he seems to be stronger than Frieza in his second form, which causes Frieza to go into his third form. And, that's very short. Then he transforms into his final form. Vegeta thinks that he can now take him on because Krillin nearly kills him and he gets healed. And, Frieza in his final form is just beyond everything we've seen. Goku finally shows up again as Vegeta gets killed. Vegeta has a moment where he cries and it's all sad. Goku and Frieza just have this epically long battle where we have the longest 5 minutes ever. The massive spirit bomb, and Frieza, somehow survives, kills Krillin in the best way ever. He just explodes him with his mind, which is awesome. The huge Super Saiyan transformation, which is incredible. Their battle again with 100% Frieza, Super Saiyan Goku, Namek blowing up. It was just fantastic, and if that's how Dragon Ball Z ended, that would have been great. That was, I believe, how it was originally supposed to end, but it was so popular, they just kept making it. So then we move on to something that isn't part of the manga and things like that. It's complete filler for the TV show, Garlic Jr. Saga, based on the Garlic Jr. film, where Garlic Jr. wishes for immortality. Goku and Piccolo team up for the first time ever, technically, because it takes place before the Saiyan Saga. And Gohan reveals he has hidden powers, ends up knocking Garlic Jr. into the dead zone, where he's trapped forever. Until this, where he somehow has escaped and has some men with him who are very, very strong. A lot of people hate on this, and I can understand why. Me, again, I always kind of liked it. Gonna go here. Yep, C ranking. It's fairly short. I think it's only like 10 episodes in total, which back in the day there was 2 episodes on every weekday, so this would have only lasted a week, which is nothing. I kind of like Garlic Jr., especially when he buffs up. I think he's a cool villain. They have kind of written themselves into a corner with the whole immortality thing, as Team 4-Star have pointed out jokingly a few times. But this has some decent fighting with Garlic Jr.'s henchmen, Gohan and Krillin. Piccolo pretending to be evil and battling Gohan, and then he reveals it. Nope, I'm not evil, and he's actually stronger than Garlic Jr., but because the world has been taken over with the Blackwater Mist, Kami and Mr. Popo try and go into some weird realm under the lookout to access the airflow of the world to put the cure in, and because Kami starts taking damage, that weakens Piccolo, so he can't do as much against Garlic Jr., so it's all up to Gohan's hidden powers. And yeah, it's short and it's fun, in my opinion. Speaking of short and fun, it's the Trunks Saga. This one is incredibly short, but I'm going to put it here, B. The first B rated. Yeah. So this introduces, firstly, Mecha Frieza, which is awesome. He somehow survived Namek exploding and being cut in half. His father, King Cold, has revived him as this mechanical form. They go to Earth, and while they're waiting for Goku to show up, here comes this mysterious kid named Trunks, who happens to transform into a Super Saiyan. What? Yeah. And then he slices Frieza in half with his sword and blows him to bits. What? Goku finally shows up back on Earth, and it turns out Trunks is from the future and warns them of androids who are going to kill everybody. So this sets up, again, like how the Saiyan Saga introduced space, this saga then introduces time and time travel, which is a really cool concept, of course, and it just plays a huge impact on, the future of the series and what's to come. So it's very important, very influential in my opinion, and just a fun short saga. Then we have the Android Saga. Yeah, big fan of this one as well. Obviously you got Dr. Gero, who's turned himself into an android. You got the giant creepy android 19,
who talks like this in the English dub.
and it's very freaky. Yeah, it really does creep me out, that android. But yeah, really cool. Obviously, they can absorb energy. They managed to beat Goku because of the heart virus thing. Then Vegeta shows up, has an incredible moment where he transforms into a Super Saiyan. And then, of course, Trunks shows up and reveals, no, these aren't the androids I warned you about. There are more, and they're more powerful, and they destroy everybody. But, they're not technically evil, they just want to fight Goku, and they decide to go on a road trip to find him. But while all that's happening, we have another villain, Imperfect Cell. So this is, again, a really big, important saga. So Imperfect Cell is, of course, made up of the cells of all the fighters on the planet. He's kind of an android, but not quite, and he wants to absorb the other androids to become Perfect Cell. So this is also fantastic. Huge fan of this saga. Cell is just a creepy villain. Piccolo becomes the main hero of this part. He fuses with Kami and becomes basically the strongest fighter on the planet at the time. Manages to battle off Cell, and then goes and has an incredible fight with Android 17. Meanwhile, Cell is in the background absorbing people and escaping the other heroes and trying to grow stronger, so he can become Perfect Cell. So this saga kind of has still Imperfect Cell, but also he finally absorbs the androids and becomes perfect. Vegeta and Trunks have been in the hyperbolic time chamber. They come out, they've now ascended and become Ascended Saiyans, which are hugely powerful but very slow. They wipe the floor with Form 2 of Cell, but then Vegeta gives into his pride and allows Cell to absorb Android 18 and become perfect. And Perfect Cell cleans the floor with Vegeta. And then Trunks, instead of killing them, decides, hey, let's have a tournament, the Cell Games. Have more time to train and become stronger and give me a decent challenge, because he has that Saiyan blood flowing through him where he wants a decent challenge. Which brings us to the Cell Games. And yeah, going to go with S ranking for this one because it is incredible. You got Perfect Cell, you've got Goku in that first epic fight between the two, which is amazing. I love it. It's more technical sort of than we normally tend to see. Reminds me again of the old tournaments from Dragon Ball. Goku is permanently Super Saiyan, so he only has to go further if he needs to, showing that Goku is very intelligent when it actually comes to fighting. So they have an excellent fight with Cell using multiple techniques and things, and then Goku shocks the world by giving up and saying Gohan's going to take over. Gohan doesn't want to fight, but he's forced to. All the Cell Juniors come out and maul his friends, and then thanks to Android 16, Gohan transforms into the true Super Saiyan 2 form in one of my favourite moments ever. Becomes hugely powerful, destroys Cell, but then, Cell ends up threatening to blow up the Earth. Goku transports him to King Kai's planet and dies. Cell comes back again. We got the huge, beam struggle with the Kamehameha waves, and Cell is finally destroyed for good, and Gohan looks to become the new hero. Yeah. And then we move on to the Great Saiyaman Saga, which is one of the worst things ever. But the way that the sagas are done, and from when I, like I said, grew up, this also includes the Other World tournament, where Goku is, dead, he goes with King Kai to the Grand Kai's planet, and there they have a tournament with all the the Kais having different representatives from all the sides of all the corners of the universe, and we get some okay fights, but then the entire thing is brought down by the Great Saiyaman. We've got teenage Gohan, who's a complete nerd. He's got the awful Saiyaman outfit, and it's just really fucking shit. But, is prevent it from being an F is that other tournament saga that just barely prevents it. And then we actually have the World Tournament Saga, where Goku comes back for a day. Everyone decides to fight in the martial arts tournament for the first time in years. And it's alright. I'm going to give it a D. We get Goku back. We get a fun fight with Kid Trunks and Goten in the junior finals. And then we get the Spopovich versus Videl fight, which is just utterly brutal, and I kind of really like it. It's just really weird and really crazy. And we get introduced to the Supreme Kai, of all people, so that's kind of important. And that leads into the Babidi Saga, where we get introduced to the Demon King Deborah, who's under Babidi's spell. Babidi wants, of course, to bring back Boo, the creation his father made. While all that's going on, we get 18 against Trunks and Goten in a cool fight, still at the martial arts tournament. We get Goku, Vegeta and Gohan taking on all these fighters from across the universe who were supposed to be super duper strong but utterly weak compared to the Saiyans. And then Vegeta turns motherfucking evil and starts having an epic contest with Goku. So, just for the Goku and Vegeta fight alone, it's going to be a B. It's not the best saga, but it's kind of short, and I do love the Goku and Vegeta saga when Vegeta goes evil just to fight. So, Majin Buu gets released from his energy ball thanks for Goku and Vegeta battling it out. Boo is just a giant fat child, basically. He's kind of an idiot, but he's very strong. We get the incredible scene with Vegeta in his final atonement, where he blows himself up, but fails to actually kill Boo. Goku shows off his Super Saiyan 3 transformation, which is another one of the great moments in the show, and also teaches the fusion dance to Goten and Trunks. So this is another important one. Doesn't have many great fights really, but it does have some importance to the rest of the show, and it's kind of fun. I enjoy it. I don't mind it. And then we get the Fusions Saga. Plural. This has a lot of cool ideas, but isn't as well executed, and it seems to go on forever. So obviously you have Goten and Trunks doing the fusion, becoming Gotenks. They also become Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Then you have Majin Buu, who the evil Buu comes out of him, and they fight, and the evil Buu wins and absorbs the good Buu and becomes Super Buu. And then Super Buu absorbs Piccolo and Gotenks, and then Gohan shows up in his ultimate form, is super strong, but then also gets absorbed by Buu, and Buu becomes incredibly powerful. Then Goku and Vegeta, they use the Pataru earrings or whatever they're called from the Kais to fuse together permanently, as far as they're aware, to Vegito, which is cool, but doesn't really do too much. And then they go inside of Buu and they release all of the friends, and somehow releasing the original Buu from the Super Buu makes Buu become Kid Buu. What? What is any of this? It's a big confusing mess. Lots of cool ideas, some good fighting, but just a mess. And it seems to go on for far too long. So it's a D ranking. I can't rank it that high. It has good ideas, executes them badly. And then lastly, to end Dragon Ball Z, is the Kid Buu saga. This thankfully doesn't go on for too long, but it's good. I enjoy it. C ranking. Kid Buu against Goku is it doesn't go on. Oh, I appear to have pressed something. How do I get rid of this? What did I press? Right. Okay. Just ignore that over there. It's gone now. Kid Buu, the fight with Goku doesn't last too long, but it does feel like it's an epic, drawn-out fight between the two. Goku Super Saiyan 3, Kid Buu just seems unstoppable. You know, Vegeta has like that 2 minutes with him or something, where he just really tries his hardest. Hercule, Mr. Satan, ends up saving the world by helping build the massive spirit bomb to blow up Kid Buu. It's short, it's sweet, and it kind of gives us a good ending, where Vegeta also finally accepts that, hey, Goku's the better man. So that's really cool as well. Okay, and that does it for today's episode, where I just looked at Dragon Ball Z. Don't forget to come back and check out my channel tomorrow, where the third and final part of this tier list will be online, as I take a look at Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Super. So, I'm bigcal, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.